to the thighs, cause we gon' real swag. Knock you up real quick, gon' show you real sad. I'm a slayer, bitch, you got a real strap. Poke a hole inside you, now you real strap. This way you spend that to the past. Yoga pencils are the ones that make my sword getting wet. Getting wet, that make my sword wanna get somewhere. Get somewhere, that make my sword wanna slay somewhere. Get somewhere, yeah. Yeah, get somewhere. Get that way, yeah. Put the two and two together, then I'm done. Yeah, you know right when I wanna hit my run. My dealer's gone, so what I smoke can only run. Me up a stack, I'm getting racks for rappers tax. Bitch, are you gonna shake the ass or throw it fast? Are you? I usually take control, but now I'm down for snaps. I check the DM, then I see him snap the chat. My shades are on just like Stevie Wonder, can't see no sass. I'm blind. The energy they gave me, they act like some Raiders. For real, no NFL, but when the bell ring, I stack paper. Yes, but money, that tourist shit got me like lasers. Thank God I'm a slayer, stake your heart, girl, no need for favors. We just speak what's real, we just speak what's real. I go eat me up a meal, got to start, don't fuck with heels. Cause you never know when we gotta run something like that shit ain't fun. We not a man, you just a run. Think we the same, no, we not son. If I train, that's cool and fine. Even though we flunk, y'all need some time. When I say demon, I give no warning. You will see me with the band on my clothes. Warrior stand, that'll leave for the long. God sent me, let the man go. Why is the hoes, use your mind and flow. Why you was a man, but you see no dough. Damn. Take my fucking time, but I ain't done yet. Amber to the thighs, cause we gon' real swag. Knock you up real quick, gon' show you real sex. I'm a slayer, bitch, you got a real stretch. Poke a hole inside you, now you real stress. Not talking about me, but my flex is real sweats. Planet Fitness, where you spend that to the best. Yoga pencils are the ones that make my sword getting wet. Getting wet, that make my sword wanna get somewhere. Get somewhere, that make my sword wanna stay somewhere. Get somewhere, yeah. Get somewhere. Get that way, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Bite your ass whip. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. Let's get it. So early bird gets the word in this motherfucking shit. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Give me 1 second. Alright, hopefully it didn't lag a little bit. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker, how we doing today? I don't know what day is it. Today? Friday? Yeah, today's Friday. Yeah, I think it is. But give me 1 second. Sorry. Early bird gets the word, you know what I'm saying? Now, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, 1 second. Boom. Alright, boom, get. So yeah, so in this motherfucking shit, you know what I'm saying? We just circulating the vibes and seeing how shit is correlated in this motherfucking shit, you know what I'm saying? Because you know, seeing being aware in all totalities in a way will get you thinking that, you know, a lot of people will be on this wavelength. That's just a lot of people on this wavelength of consciousness or temporary work. You start thinking like that when you're on a certain awareness page. But see, here's the thing. You know what I'm saying? If you're not prepared from seeing it from the perspective of where how an individual came to that certain conclusion to not be aware in their own. Girl, when you're oh man, hold on, I think I checked the volume working first. I didn't know if the volume was working. We good. Yeah, we good. All right, but see, here's the thing. When you get on a you know what I'm saying? It's like, see, I got God damn YouTube. The fuck is all right? So when you get on a certain wave of consciousness, you know what I'm saying? And not even consciousness, but awareness. You know what I'm saying? It's like, motherfucking, you gotta be aware. Because think about it. You may think to yourself, why is it that a person? Oh, we good. I think we good. We good. I had to take out the Wi-Fi. All right. I was getting to it, motherfucking goddamn YouTube. It probably wasn't YouTube. It probably was the Wi-Fi. I'm not getting to it. Far ahead myself. But so here's the thing. Yeah. So it's like, okay, when you're on a certain wave of like consciousness or awareness, you know what I'm saying. You'll be in a certain space so where certain things you derive, certain informations you derive from, you'll just think to yourself like, you think to yourself like, why am I like, why am I the only one that thinks like this? Like you probably have some certain conclusions. Like, if an individual doesn't think like this certain way, you'll be like, why can individuals see it this way? Like, what's wrong with the phenipulin tube that they can't see this certain way? And here's the thing: it be in a space of where certain programs that be going on in people's minds, they already have other things going on where it's not even all the, it's not even all because of them on certain levels. It be simply because a program that they're running in within their mind, and if they're not aware enough, keyword aware enough, they may not see it from that perspective. You know what I'm saying? Now if you see it, that's because you're already on a certain way of seeing things. But here's the thing: if you're not in a space of where you're you're prepared for the scenario to lead a certain way, like you're prepared to get cut off by an individual. Like, man, I'm not trying to hear that shit today, because see, you may be trying to give them a good game, but they may not even wanna put that within their subconscious, because wherever they're consciously aware of, they're already too lost in the third dimensional consciousness of wave. You know what I'm saying? So when you're aware, you might think to yourself, man, is this individual just not understanding it, or is it me, or what the fuck is going on? But it's really the individual. The individual is just not seeing it from the way you try to proclaim it. You know what I'm saying? Because when you try to proclaim a way, you try to be in the egotistical way of seeing something. But see, if you're just doing it by what's the word? What's I want to look for? You're on your own volition. Like, you just really want to help this individual, and even if you prepare for that cutoff, like, I ain't trying to hear that. At least you did your job. At least you said something that helped that individual see it in a different other way. Even if they don't change their ways, at least they're changing that, having that thing in their mind. Anytime they go to that certain train of thought, they have you behind their mind talking about, see, you don't see it this way though, but see it this way too. So then you can start seeing it from the perspective on where the whole thing is leading towards you having like your own scenario on where that individual is going within themselves. So now you can start. It's like you start flying for yourself, another driving for yourself, another. You know what I'm saying? And we see from that perspective, you're always looking at it from the half of always being in the space of where that individual will be at for themselves. You know what I'm saying? So when you understand where that individual will be at for themselves, now you're now understanding understanding where the whole thing of why an individual why an individual comes up with certain conclusions they do. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm telling you, don't feel bad anytime you have a certain awareness, but you for some reason you're thinking like, why can't this individual see it like this too? Why can't these group of people see it like this? Why can't she see it like this? Why can't he see it like this? And it's not even about what they how they see it. They seeing it. It's because you're already on a way of seeing experiencing life. Like you're the way you experience life. You're already understanding the mechanism of these things behind these things, so they don't really affect you to the maximum like altitude or whatever you want to call it, maximum way of seeing it. And it's like that's why you know what I'm saying. You may not even think you may think to yourself that oh I'm just spewing bullshit from my mouth. I'm spewing bullshit out of my mouth. This individual won't understand it what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing, you know what I'm saying? If once you understand what this individual is coming from, then you understand why you created that certain scenario for that individual to go through in this first place. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But that be on that senses, you know what I'm saying? It's because at the end of the day, we can't always think for an individual, but we can fly for themselves and others. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. Because motherfucker, check it out. You know what I'm saying? If without you having the ability to fly them, think about that ability in the first place. God gave you that ability. You know what I'm saying? Don't just think to yourself, "Oh, I can fly for myself and others, and this is just something I have." No, God gave you the ability because a lot of people can't do that. A lot of people can't think for others. And like when a motherfucker is with another person, they're like, oh, "I can't just think around this individual. This individual's this dog. Get the fuck out of here! You thinking you're fucking it up? Yeah, I'm trying to do something. Yeah, you know the white thought be, or you know what I'm saying? Because that's how they made us Native Indians move out of a place that we were already at. But that's a different story. Because Indian hobbyism goes deep in this motherfucking shit. You know how they see is like, what the fuck is this? All this holistical shit going on. But yeah, let me stay to the topic. You know what I'm saying? Because and I may eventually move to that topic if I get there. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. You know what I'm saying? You may think to yourself, man, yeah, what the fuck? You may think to yourself, yeah, this ability I got for flying for myself and others, it may seem like it's just an ability, but God gave you that ability, and don't take that for granted. Don't be like, oh, this is something I can do, and then no, God gave you the ability to think for yourself and others. Because a lot of times a motherfucker doesn't know how to think for themselves. They need you. It's like they be I just need some help. I need you to think for me because I'm just so you're spiritual, aren't you? So I'm low vibrational. So the way I'm help me rise my consciousness so we could be in the same, and you're never gonna get them on the same wavelength, but you can appear it like that because the way you think for them. So when you think for them in a certain way of experience, you'll have a way on where you're having your way, and then you're having your cake and eat it too, because now you may be in a space of where you may be in a sort of like ego. Back to my original point when I started the video, but I kept getting. I mean, my Wi-Fi kept fucking up. Shut the fuck up, Gemini Moon. Goddamn. But well, anyway, back to that point. It's like uh, see, here's the thing, motherfucking, you won't even you'll probably be in the ego thinking you could think of yourself and others because however that's going on. I'm not thinking so. You may think you may not think for yourself and others. And you may get in the ego like wait, you may get in the ego that you can't think for yourself and others, and that's that's God giving you that key, that I say that key point, giving you to the original point, reminding you that that ability that I gave you. Don't take it for granted. Don't think like you can't do it or you can do it. Just see it as is. So when you see it as is, it's something I gave you. You know what I'm saying? So don't be in the ego thinking you have your cake and eat it too, and go in that scenario. Oh, I can do for this individual too. I can do for this individual. I can do for this and shit. I can do for this person. This that individual. No, you can't do for everyone. You could do it for the people that be like your close ones, your family, your friends, even associates, even like your neighbors. You know what I'm saying? or even like I said, see when it comes to strangers, you can't really do that for strangers because strangers already on their own path, and you never know what a stranger is doing by themselves. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be in a space where you're you're being like the spiritual like adult in a scenario, so you don't have no way of excluding or excluding or including yourself into in a situation, to excluding out accident, including entering, and however you do that mechanism, you're always doing that mechanism in the spiritual realm. It's like when you're exiting out of form and going into newer forms and exiting out of form, it's like you're always entering a form, but that way of seeing the exiting out point be from the starting point of however you were you put it into the energy you put into a situation is the same amount of energy you need to exit out of that situation. So let's say you're you're in feed me. I need respiration and libertation or whatever. You know, I need all this shit. You know what I'm saying? And you need all this shit. You're already in a docile space. So whatever space you're doing and utilizing at the moment, it ain't even gonna get you far because you're already in a begging space. And what's that saying? Beggars can't be choosers. So you can't choose to be in this way when you're already seeing something in this perspective, and this perspective you're seeing it from that starting point was gave to you by somebody else's way of seeing themselves. So it's like you can't get lost in the sauce thinking this is something, this is something, this is something, this is something. You gotta know how to see it from the way of where these things play out as. So when these things play out in a certain scenario where it was meant to be in that way of expression, now you're prepared for seeing it for that way of existence. So it don't get you just lost in the sauce. You understand where the starting point or where these things is leading towards. So um yeah, so that's why I'm telling you it's smart. It's good to know where these things is coming from when you're having that keen thought in all your scenarios. So when you know where things is coming from, you know how to stop it quickly. You know how to stop that water quickly. So when you see like it's like you can be meditating or spiritually traveling or whatever you're into or in dreaming or whatever, and you're emitting. It's like you know you see a scenario. It's like it's like how you being like a spiritual traveler, like a spiritual esoteric butterfly, whatever you want to get into. But see, what do butterflies do when it's spring and summertime? You know what I'm saying? Uh, they like to fly around, see what's going on. They can be by your windows. They can be by they can be by your by the flowers. They can be by the bushes, at the grass, the leaves, the park. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they'll be at the river, if that's where how you know what I'm saying. That's where they look for other mates and things of that nature, like your local river and things of that nature. What else? Like, but things, whatever. I think anything a butterfly can do. Think of your mind of what that's what you can do. But you've been there, done that. But when you become an esoteric butterfly, it's like you're a fourth, fifth, and sixth dimensional butterfly. So anything that can fly in the atmosphere, you can take. That's the point. When you get like, and it's like you're gonna take all forms in the atmosphere to become the atmosphere because that's what you, if you're an angel, that's what you, that's see. This is how we see it. We're already the atmosphere. So how we see things is we can take any form in the atmosphere. So a butterfly is just an example, and you gotta think of all the things a butterfly does. You know what I'm saying? So when you're back to the to original point, now you're in a space of where you're you're playing the role on how it is to have a keen eye in all your scenarios. So when it seems like you don't know something, you become that esoteric traveler in that scenario, and take your spaceship. Okay, we're using a butterfly a butterfly as an example, and you get to that location, and when you get to that location, you'll see it from that butterfly worldview. But here's the thing: the key word, butterfly worldview. So But butterfly is nothing but a fly, just a more buttered up, beautiful looking fly. You know what I'm saying? And when you have that mind state, you're understanding that the whole point of having that buttered up, like beautiful buttered up looking fly, you can get buttery in a certain scenario. So you can feel yourself. You be like, oh, I'm gonna be a fly, but I'm the most beautiful fly. So if I'm seeing what's going on in this individual's situation, then at least I know that. But here's the thing: you gotta realize you're seeing it from the butterfly's worldview, world point of view. So this is how you expand. This is how now you're seeing. Now you gotta look at the details. Why am I seeing it from a butterfly's worldview? Now you gotta once you break those things down, it leads you to the aspect of where how you became how you were already the atmosphere, how you are already the atmosphere. You create the environment. So the environment, the butterflies within the environment. So when you understand the butterflies within the environment, the butterfly has the ability to do what a butterflies do in that environment. And see, when a butterfly is doing what they do in that environment, this is how you're now understand the context of why butterflies see certain things the way they see it. So you probably think to yourself, why would a butterfly be near flowers or near bushes when they know a bird can come and eat that shit and eat that thing? Here's the thing: it's about transformation, and we understand that form of transformation is keen on the ideas of knowing where. See, that scenario was for you to have your own way of doing that spiritual expansion on its own, because that's a form of expansion, even getting killed. You know what I'm saying? Even though that's in the bugs world, because in a bug, that's all they want to do. All a bug wants to do is get killed, because a bug is already in a form of where they're already lost. But to be lost, you gotta know you're found. You know what I'm saying? So when a butterfly's in that scenario, looking in that window, or looking at that tree or flower from that butterfly's worldview, it may not even be a tree or a window or a flower. It may be something else, but you gotta know how that energy is playing out. And this is why I always tell you, when you're looking at in your dreams in third person, know what form you're looking at that shit from. You know what I'm saying? Because when you know what form you're looking at that shit from, now you're understanding you have the ability to be in all types of forms. Like, nigga, y'all don't even y'all don't even know the half of it, literally. And it's you just find your footprints of where certain forms really really was a thing in real life. You know what I'm saying? So it's deep. You got to see it from that. It's deep. So when you see it from that way of expressions and experience, it's like things become more detailed and layered the right way within any scenario that led you astray. You know, at least when you went astray and you got transformed out of that scenario, it took you to, because bug life and animal life and human life, all that shit is literally the same, because an animal, a bug, a human, all that shit. A bug is just a bug is just a small animal. An animal is just a higher evolved bug. A human is an atmosphere for an animal, but we all teach each other. So in that environment, it will go. An animal would kill a bug. In a human life, it could be like a human kills an animal. And all these things to eat. And the atmosphere kills the human. But the atmosphere, like, that's how the atmosphere eats. You know what I'm saying? So it's like always a mechanism of how these things play out. And when you're seeing how these things play out, these things always have a way of expression within themselves. So when it starts to get in things like these things killing each other, like a bug killing each other, an animal killing each other, a human killing each other, all that shit really is made up. Like, all that shit ain't even technically supposed to be a thing. Like, if you want to get technical, but see, it's not what you see, it's how you see it. So if an animal, if a lion or if a lion or what the fuck? Okay, if a lion or about to eat a buffalo, or a hyena about to eat a buffalo, they're doing it in a volition that the different species. So who's to say all species are actually animals? That's why we have animals, mammals, carnivals, all these things. So it's not just animal. These are all ways of seeing things from the perspective of where these foundations lay from. You know what I'm saying? And we see when you're looking at where these foundations lay from, you're in this perspective. I can never say what perspection on where you're seeing where each thing is laid out front for. So you might think to yourself, well, an animal, carnivore, mammal, herbivore, whatever, all the same thing. Well, see, we wouldn't make terms like those if they were the same thing. That's why a lion can look different from a cat, but they're both felines. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that. It's like you when you're seeing it from that perspective, it's like things become more clearer. So that's why I'm an atmosphere. I'm an angel, but that's why I can look like similar to y'all in senses on where we may look human, but I just know how to make a human form better. But I'm not human. You know what I'm saying? But it's not. But it's like I don't know. It's like it's like it's not even an ego thing. But I'm just letting y'all know what we're about to be. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we're all in the same. We're all in a water cycle. We're all in a washing machine water cycle correlation system. And whatever we project out is what we get back. So whatever we're projecting out and what we get back, this is what you gotta be. You just get what you gotta know and be prepared for, or you'll get lost in the sauce, not understanding where these things lead to. So we don't understand what these things lead to. Now you're in a space of where you're not being a leader, and to be a leader, you gotta know how to lead too. Bars, you know what I'm saying? So that's in that aspect, but you can see shit from all types of ways. You know what I'm saying? It's deep. Like you can see shit from ways where you can look at your previous forms you were in, or previous mentalities, or previous characteristics, and know how to really separate it and see what space you were, original space you were in, and what spirit did that shit first. And when you're in that space, you're now communicating with those spirits and see whether they're in heaven or in hell or in purgatory or whatever. In purgatory, hell, the same thing. But I'm just talking. You know what I'm saying? Because even when you die, and that form of purgatory ain't even hell or purgatory or even heaven. It's what you make out of that, and that becomes your realm. But you can make a heaven and a hell and a purgatory if you. But those concepts is based on what you strictly believe in within your mind. So yeah, be careful what you believe in. You know what I'm saying? Because these things can lead you astray if you're not prepared enough to see where these things is coming from. Like if you don't know the original spirit, if they weren't even part of your spiritual soul group, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta see. That's why I say spiritual predecessors. And the spiritual predecessor is where you get all types of wisdom and knowledge from the right ways and causes from all these spirits that were in your position before you even be beyond human. And when you're in that space, now you're understanding the beyond human aspect plays out in that broad way. So that's why when you're going back esoterically traveling, doing that esoteric shit, jump rope. So you're esoterically, and these things there's all types of esoteric workouts you can do to get there. Like esoterically sweat your previous baggage off and be in a new space. You're lighter. So you're doing that esoteric jump rope. Now you're esoterically in a space of where you're doing esoteric cardio and that aspect of jumping. So now you can take it and then you can go back to a place of where you were jumping. You're like, hey, let's get it popping in this month, jumping. Hey, up, down, up, whatever jumping you doing, and and now you're in that space of where you were doing something, and whatever you were doing, at least you were doing something where you were having fun. You were getting turned. You know what I'm saying? So, however you were doing that, you were in a space of where the vibes was high, the vibes was up, the vibes was good, the vibes was dope, the vibes was fresh, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And in that aspect, okay, that's just bro. It's got to look beautiful today. Holy shit. That's gotta look good. You know, bro, this is a vibe right here. I was like, but see, and this is why this is how I can help y'all because this is what your power is. You know what I'm saying? So this is you gotta know how to see it. You know what I'm saying? Because motherfuckers will get lost in the sauce, not understanding, what be creating vibrations and environments? It's nigga you. You're a mini environment. You're a mini atmosphere. This is what we do. So you share your atmosphere with another individual. That's why y'all can fuck with it. Y'all fuck with this is a vibe. Yeah, nigga, I know what I be doing. I don't know what I be into, nigga. Don't think I don't. Listen. That's why sometimes you be having certain dreams and you be like deciphering like why the fuck like why do I gotta like I'm trying to stay in here forever. I'm trying to be in or at least be in spaces like this forever. This is or if, like it's like you be in a space of where you orchestrate that whole event and that's on your volition. So it's a world with only you, but at least you create a beautiful world. So now when it gets to the time that back to my point that bubbling system when y'all getting that being that esoteric bubble you're floating up y'all start to share bubbles and y'all create that realm of reality. The bubble, I guess, expanded. Y'all do spiritual expansion. Is what the angels how the angels see it. And we y'all do spiritual expansion. Now y'all are bigger, more evolved bubbles in that space. And now y'all can all interconnected. And we all interconnected. That's a world on its own. So that now you can really actually be in that space. You can be in this world, be in that world at the same time too. It's like deep. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's why I be telling y'all like motherfucker y'all gotta be seeing shit like this. It's like I'm taking y'all to that shit. This is a real shit. That's why if y'all didn't understand the Star Pilot Slayer for God 2 album where I showed y'all the pool and it was in the forest and then the sky and then the environment. It's that whole thing is the environment and then the lodge in the back. That all that shit is something. So whatever you're creating, it's like you're creating all these things on a basis of where you we created this shit in the mind first. So I'm telling y'all, however we got to that space, we were in a space of creativity, of creation. You know what I'm saying? And then see the pool, and then this is where you relax as a spirit. You're in your pool, and you're. That's why I see you have a star. Oh shit! Excuse me. The star is supposed to be the pool aspect. You know what I'm saying? All that shit, star and pool aspect, all that shit. That shit is real. Like don't think that shit is not. This whole thing that shit is not real. These things is real. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So knowing what the fuck you're looking at. So when you're looking at these things, they don't get you lost in the sauce, and you're thinking, "Oh, this can't be the nah." This is what you do. This is your spiritual powers. Like sometimes y'all even if you're going through a time where it's you feel like it's the worst experience of your life you're going through. Like, oh, this sucks. Always go back to this mind state. You that mind state I can't explain in words because everything I said was a part of that. But once you jump back into that mind state, it takes you to that way of seeing things, and you unveil the layers, and you're not going out nowhere. You're always going creating it from the inside out, and you create that shit from the inside out. You can always be in that vibration, and then be in the world of where you created vibrations like that, and original vibrations. See, and then all those spirits that create shit like that are literally in heaven. And if you want to see, if you want to talk about heaven, but it may be hell to you, but it's a heaven for them, and however they created that it's like that's how that's how that was on their own volition. They were just being themselves, and those like, and I don't want to speak too much on that, but you know what I'm saying. You can't think to yourself that you can be in a spirit la land thinking you can pull things like that from there because that's la land, and wherever you pulling out from la land ain't it's only la shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? La shit. So it ain't gonna add up to what you think is the real thing. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be in a space of where you're seeing it from this area of where you know a mechanism from the starting point, and the mechanism you know from the first starting point helps you become an esoteric mechanic in each area of life. So you know how to fix any any type of spaceship. It's any type of so, and you know where to get all the parts in your spaceship. You know what I'm saying? So when you know how to get all your parts, it's like you're always flying God in a spaceship. So you know the world you're in is a spaceship. This is a spaceship. This world you're in, it's a spaceship. So I don't know what NASA be talking about. Talking about, oh, we're gonna go to space, and you can't leave this atmosphere. You can't leave this environment. See, they'll get you lost in the firmament, firmament. What how you say? See, I can't say it's firmament because I don't believe in these things. I don't know what the firmament. I don't have a firmament in my mind. It is supposed to get you lost in the mind where you have a mental firmament. So it's supposed to be like your headspace, and you can't. It's some retardation, Mormon shit, thinking they can leave that. They're the only ones that can leave it, and it's a weird like. And then I'm not against it. That's all retardation. I can't even watch a Mormon video. I said, what the fuck is this shit? Sometimes I be seeing where they think they're taught, but they don't. It's like, what the fuck are you all even saying? What the fuck? And I just can't watch it. Lead all y'all mothers going to hell. Fuck, all y'all going to hell. Period. It's the way I see it. But if you're watching this, at least you have a sort of reassurity where you can see yourself, and then you can see yourself being in a space of where you know at least the things you're about to do today is all going to be all creative. Even if you think you're not doing shit, you're doing some sort of creativity within the mind, and everything plays a trickling effect in the mind first. So when you understand that trickling effect in the mind first, and then it plays physical. So it may lead you to find a million, be a millionaire next day. Being a millionaire, find some $1 million, shit like that. You just be open, be aware. Don't restrict yourself in no area. Just see it from all types of perceptions, because you never know what can lead for you to be in a way of where it led you to be it's like where it led you to be that original starting point from the first hand. You know what I'm saying? And however you were in that first hand, see that swirl system, and take you out of that actual awareness, and get you into the space of the original thought, and see how you can create from that mechanism. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be shit like that. So that's why you gotta know what the fuck you're into when you're getting to shit like that, because these things help you when you're at your lowest points and your lowest states. You may think this is not something. No, you're always being creative. You're just doing it in your own different unique way. That own unique different way is based upon however you orchestrated that situation, and you'll be playing the organs, playing the flutes, playing anything, the trumpets, playing the saxophones, playing the guitar, playing the violin, any musical instruments is that mechanism. And that's why when sometimes when y'all be dreaming, y'all be hearing music in your dreams, it be sounding like a monotone, almost like my music, like it's certain things where you can't remember it, but you remember it when you woke up. You remember this, oh shit. Or sometimes you can't really hear it, but you hear it. Or if you hear it, it's like, but it be, see, that's the original sound where music came from. So it takes you to that original point. You know what I'm saying? And that original point is the area of where these things get derived from. So when it's like you went to the original space where the thing was created, and when any song you hear, even if it's someone singing or whatever it is, it's supposed to be a representation of where you're at as a spirit, and the sounds you can emanate, or the sounds you were introduced to. But it's only those two ways. Or you can, or so innovate, or you were goddamn tongue twister. Songs you can innovate, or songs you got introduced to, and all these things is like and you can go through once you go simple, then you can go deep within the attribute of what it actually meant within this dream and within that dream, and things like that. And these things all derive from you having a starting point of where you have to know where these things can like be be an anchor for you because you got to bring these sounds down here. You know what I'm saying? So if you hear certain music, you're in a certain when you get closer to the when you get closer to the heavenly council, you start the music you start hearing is like angelic shit, and when you get there, you start it's like it's like when you get there, it's like it's like the atmosphere, the environment, you know you're getting closer when you start when the music starts. It's like playing, and that's the angel horns. That's why I said my song. I'm the only one flying. What I say? I'm the only one flying out in the angel horn. Who the angel that be just smart? It's just smart, man. It's just smart, man. Who the angel that be flying in the stars? Hey, just smart. Hey, just smart. Hey, who the angel that be flying in that starship? Yeah, it's just smart. Hey, it's just smart. Hey, who the angel that? You know what I'm saying? So no extra leave. I know what the fuck I be into. I be in doing. I know what the fuck I be doing. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So y'all got to see these things. You know what I'm saying? Don't get lost in the sauce in this motherfucking shit. You know what I'm saying? Know what the fuck you're looking at and know what the fuck you're being aware to. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the shit. You know what I'm saying? This is all this shit. Real motherfucking shit. Real motherfucking shit. So motherfucker. So it's like it be simple shit where y'all gotta realize you create all these mechanisms within you. You know what I'm saying? You create all these spiritual mechanisms within you. You create gold. You create silver. You create copper. You create bronze. You create all these things. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the Bible is talking about. Yeah, this is you create these things. So it's like don't get lost in the sauce thinking it's not something you are. It's something you do. It's just something it's a mechanism you do. This is a mechanism. So and whatever mechanism you into, whatever mechanism you're doing, know how to cherish that. Know how to take care of that. That's your baby. Know how to take care of that. That's your child. So anytime you're you're doing a mechanism where you feel like you can't take care of that shit, you get letting the world overwhelm you and take wash you under a current. But when you're in a space of where you're over these things and you don't get stuck into these things, it's like you're always esoterically surfing, and then you're always that's how you travel. That's how you do your shit. So it's like you gotta know how to see these things, but if you don't know how to see these things, you'll get lost in the sauce thinking it's like, what the fuck? Like, it's like you won't understand where things derive from. But when you understand where things derive from, it's like you're having a certain mind state, and that mind state helps you to see it from the awe of all mind, and the awe of all mind gets you into the scenario of where it gets you to a stargate, and then that stargate helps you out within the way of expression on how you were able to expand out of a scenario simply by utilizing things from this earth. So your things from this earth, you know, you created it first in the mentality realm, and you created first in the spiritual mental realm. You know, these things is all coming from down here. Excuse me. You know, these things all come from up there to down here, and there's no such thing as up or down. I'm just making an example. So I want y'all motherfuckers to get lost in the south. Think, oh, up and down is something. No, there's no such thing as up and down. So understand that first of all. Okay. But here's the thing. So it's like, motherfucker, when you're looking at these things, you know how to look at it from the space of observations first. So in your observation, you become the spiritual. It's like now you're understanding the space of where you utilize these things for a care attribute, for that caring attribute, because you wouldn't observe it if you didn't care about it. You know what I'm saying? And there's something, if there's something to care about, it's probably something that you have that you don't, that you probably lack, or you probably in need, or you probably want to know more about, or you want whatever you're into. You gotta be in a space where you're looking at it from the space of where how can it help you, and how can you work with this shit? You know what I'm saying? Instead of you getting lost in the sauce, thinking, man, whatever I'm observing in that spiritual space, it ain't whatever it is. Uh, I don't know if that can be a part of me, or I don't know if I can make it because that thing is too bright, or that thing is too. But see, here's the thing, and when you're in that space, that's why, and this sometimes when you're in a space of where you're you're observing something in your dream, and you're looking at some beautiful shit, or whatever you're looking at, and it seems beautiful to you. That's a piece, you have that piece of you within you. So it's like whatever, if you know how to get that, if you know how to have that within you, and go within those and deep down internal natures within yourself, and know how to derive out of these things, then it'll help, these things will help you within any space of where you can now be a spiritual what's it called, damn, a spiritual what the fuck is it called? Spiritual mastermind. You know what I'm saying? In all scenarios. So now when you're a mastermind, it's like you know how to master any position in your life. So you don't gotta be a master mason. You don't be none of that shit. You just have a mastermind, aka mastic, and aka mystic, aka mystery, anything that works in all the magic ways is what we do as spirits. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be into things like that, because if you don't understand things like that, you will understand where a mechanism even derives from, because you'll think to yourself that maybe these things is all in my head, and maybe these things all just happen like out of the blue moon, and these things like no, these things is happening for a reason. Why you're going through shit is for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to be doing something that you know you're not supposed to be doing. Then it's all said and done, you go to hell, and then you go to hell, and then you kind of come out of hell and realize you're in a class, and then once you're in a class, you'll have that same mechanism that you got from hell. Then you'll be like, oh, you might not even express it, but the vibration you're in, you may have you got someone like me in that classroom cussing you out and roasting the fuck out of you, and the whole class laughing at your ass. You know what I'm saying? So you want to be, and then and then motherfucker, this is how school shooters become a thing. Oh shit! Oh shit! You know what I'm saying? This is how school shooters become a thing in this motherfucking shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just by shit like this, and then no one has schools for this, but now we do. You know what I'm saying? You're watching me, so now y'all can understand shit like this. You know, it'd be simple shit like this. You know what I'm saying? But motherfucking, you gotta know to look at these things. So sometimes motherfuckers will look at these things and not understand it. But see, when you're understanding it, now you can start know where the mechanism starts from first, and see, and then you can stop that whether it's negative or positive. You know what I'm saying? And when you understand whether it's negative or positive, now you're in a space of where you're orchestrating these whole things. You know what I'm saying? So you're orchestrating these whole things. Now you're on your way. You're getting back to your spiritual path. You're getting back to the spiritual path with God. Simple like that. It don't go no further than that. And if you go any further than that, you may need a straight jacket. Period. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's like you want to end up with a motherfucking straight jacket in this motherfucking shit, because you thought to yourself, man, let me try to think for an individual. Let me try to watching this individual. Let me try to be what's that word I'm looking for? Be what the fuck is I guess I can't think of it. It's probably not important. But yeah, you can, let me try to think for this individual. Let me try to watch his stock, whatever y'all into. You know what I'm saying? Don't, y'all, anything y'all do, just realize this. Anything y'all practice in the internal, spirits are doing that to you. So you gotta know, like, don't don't get lost in the sauce of these motherfucking shits and think you just get away with shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't get away with nothing. You always your life, you always gonna get what you deserve. Period. So that's just a mechanism. That's just a mechanism. You can't escape that mechanism. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta experience that. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers just, if you, it's like this is how shit is. You know what I'm saying? So now you know when y'all creating certain ideas, and systems of way of experiencing. Now you know where you can stop these things anytime it's an unthoughtful idea. Keyword unthoughtful, because it took a little thought to get to that thought. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we call you, you're unthoughtful. You know what I'm saying? You didn't think about that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like things like that. So motherfuckers that don't think about shit, they just put it, even if they do think about it, it's just a little idea, little thoughts, and then they do it. Press a button. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what the fuck? So, so it'd be shit like that. Like it's like you when you understand it from that mechanism, it's like motherfucking shit be laughable. But I mean, I guess you know what I'm saying. But you if you don't, you just gotta see it from this perspective of where you're knowing what you're doing, and this is the bed you gotta lay in at the end of the day. So don't think this is just something you just this is he ha. No, it's like you're doing something, but this is what you gotta deal with, and after that, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. You know what I'm saying, and things like that because or just keep flying, just keep flying, just keep flying, just keep flying. You know what I'm saying? Anything you do, you know what I'm saying? You're doing something. You know what I'm saying? Your spirit is always doing these things. You know what I'm saying? So anytime you get lost in the sauce thinking you're not doing these things, you start thinking that these things is something that you gotta be in search for. But all technology, TikTok technology, texture, whatever ain't gonna help you in no scenario. Because without you need in life, you need to know that these are all from you create these things from the mind first. So it's like all these things all play out within your mind state. And how whatever mind state you were in to derive these things, this is what you put in for something to be. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta know that whatever you're putting shit into be, you gotta be in a space where you're knowing the first starting point behind the context, behind the scenario, behind the situation, behind an outcome, behind a way of living, behind an existence, behind an ability, behind all these things, because all these things simply are things that are all metaphysical, but we made it physical due to certain ways of seeing expressions that we see, and then we see within like people's way of people's ways of coming together. And we see people's ways of coming together has nothing to do with life. It's all based upon it's all based upon like for example, that dude that what's that Heaven's Gate dude, motherfuckers that came together with like a Heaven's Gate shit. What they were all they did was just kill themselves. So they probably thought whatever they were doing, they were gonna get to a space of of whatever they thought. But what they all they really and if you put it in reality, put all these things come together, put them shits in reality, motherfuckers just kill themselves. Motherfuckers just kill themselves. So we shit like that. So yeah, it's like when you know how to make something simple, then you can go deep. And like motherfucker, you just killed yourself. Then whatever and however you did it is what you go is what the experience. But I'm not gonna get to that because that's another video. I don't want to get people scared and shit like that. So right now this is an early bird gets the word. You're hearing straight wisdom and knowledge that's come from a motherfucker that be but operate by times like these. You know what I'm saying? You rise with the sun. You have something to you. It's like you're living in a dream at that point. You rising with the sun, literally, because the sun is a mechanism on its own, and it's like you can still be in the dream form, and you can still be doing shit and influencing other minds by simply rising with the sun, and that's organ expansion because you're taking forms beyond the actual human body. You're taking forms in this in like air beings or atmospherical beings, like atmospheres. Like you're taking forms like those, literally, not even like you. That's what you're doing because that's a part of the atmosphere. And if you're understanding how Father rises, then you understand the atmosphere and how that rises. So that means that's literally Father raising you how to become like it. You know what I'm saying? Now you become one of the holy ones. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So yeah, motherfucking when you're in that space, it's like things become more like it's like so you're when you're in experiencing and going through a life and experiences. That's how you it's like that's how motherfuckers be about their business. You know what I'm saying? About that badass, about that badass, about that badass. You know what I'm saying? But and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? And however you derive that information out of you want to be in a space of where you're understanding where these things is like you like where these things come from. Right? I say that a lot too, but y'all gotta see that. You know, so motherfuckers be not, like what top words I say? I say know at all times where things come from, and what else? Um, I think that's only two. But I say this for a reason. I'm trying to put them in your esoteric subconscious memory. So when you're going through experiences, you can know where mechanisms come from. You can know you're aware of that at all times. So when you're aware of that at all times, now you're aware of where things derive from. So when you're aware of where things derive from, you're becoming this spiritual like esoteric prey in every scenario with the E. So you're knowing how to prey upon anything that calls on your name, and you know how to utilize that as within yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, sick, stressed, motherfucking shit, but I'm going through my minutes with y'all. That motherfucking shit. But motherfucking, yeah, but be smart. Be smart. Be smart. That's how it's a Boston accent. Even though they don't even talk like that here. But I guess that's. I'm trying to think of psyop too. That Boston accent. I've never heard it. I heard it a little bit, but I don't really hear it like that. Like, oh, happy, smart. How are you doing? Well, I never hear it. If I do hear it, it's like mixed with Irish in them. It's like I don't know, or mixed because I don't. Or yeah, I don't know. Like it's this weird. I don't get it. I'm wearing green too. I like money. Mr. Crash flunked out head ass. Money. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, shit like that. Yeah, you get when you dress like money, that's how you attract money. That's how you attract. You know what I'm saying? So even if you feel like you don't got it, or you think you don't got it, or whatever, you at least you dress like it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't be like these celebrities that. And no, I love everybody. I'm just talking. No, don't be like these celebrities that buy these $30,000 chains and all types of chains, and then shit don't even be real diamonds, and then, you can just get this and then make it real. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and then that becomes what the $30,000, $20,000 chain in reality because he made it like that. So when you pass on it, it's like, are we selling this? And we can't even sell this because this is for his people. This is for his the legacy he let out. You know what I'm saying? So we can't even. And now his people gotta they live in the new world because they actually running world. They actually running worlds. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get into that, but it's really just understanding your legacy and knowing where you come from and knowing how you got here is how the way you got here is where you're going. Well, you gotta understand where you came from. I don't know. I can't even think of that mechanisms. I probably ain't even. I gotta get rid of that shit too. If I can't even think about it. Let me try to think of it one now. Let me try to think of it one time. However you got here is where you're go. Nah, I can't think of it. So that's probably not even a real thing. So I gotta get deep into these esoteric things because I like spiritually traveling. When I see these things, yeah, motherfucking shits don't be adding up. So yeah, I gotta know. I gotta see something, and I gotta know something. Real shit. See and know something. See and know. See what I'm saying? See and know. See and know. That's God. When you see and know, that's God. Real shit. Beyond that, Jet Spark Star Pilot. We out in this motherfucker.